Hello everyone, welcome back once again to the virtual class of ISC Class 12 History, and today we are going to discuss about Operation Barbarossa. Okay, so before I start this video, I would like to request you all to watch the previous videos on the courses of the Second World War, in which I have discussed about the Battle of Britain 2. Okay, so let's start. So you can see a rough map. I have prepared it over here to give you a clear understanding about Operation Barbarossa, how Germany planned to attack Russia. Okay, so now before we jump into this map, I would like to tell you about the reason. What were the reasons which prompted Hitler to attack Russia or invade Russia? So number one reason is that Hitler hated the communist. Okay, Hitler hated the communists very much, number one. Number two, his desire for Lebensraum, that means for living space. He needed more land for his population also. And the third one, he believed that right now the communist government is weak over there in Russia, so this is the right time to attack Russia. Okay, because if I am occupied in the west, then definitely Russia would attack Germany. That was the fear. Okay, number four, he also wanted to encourage Japan to attack Russia from the far east, so that Japan would become more and more powerful, and that could prevent America from joining the Second World War. So these were some of the reasons due to which Germany wanted to attack Russia. Okay, or one thing is very clear, his most cherished dream was to attack the most hated country of the communist. So from the very beginning, since the rise of Hitler, we have studied that he hated the communists very much. So now that means the birthplace of communism is going to be attacked by Hitler. Okay, so he prepared elaborate arrangements to attack Russia, but one thing he did was he underestimated Russians. Okay, now in the year 1941, that is 22nd of June 1941, he decided to attack or launch Operation Barbarossa. Okay, so this is Operation Barbarossa. Okay, and 22nd of June 1941, he launched this campaign. Okay, you can see here, this is Germany. Okay, Germany is here. Poland is over here. This is East Prussia. So this part, as you know that Germany had already invaded Poland. Okay, so from this part he launched three campaigns. First one was from Leningrad. Okay, second one was from Moscow, and the third one was from Ukraine. So let me tell you, that means within a very short period of the launch of the campaign, that means German soldiers reached up to Leningrad, then reached up to Moscow also, but here they were resisted heavily by the Russian soldiers. So this side is Russia. Okay, the Russian soldiers resisted that means the advancement of the German soldiers entering into Russia. They were stopped over here, so here they could not become successful. Okay, in the Leningrad, Russians resisted the German forces entering Russia completely. And then the second advancement was from Moscow. Here also they could not become successful. That means Germany could not at all become successful in this region also. In Moscow region also, the Russians resisted the German advancement. Okay, but one thing was clear, that from the third advancement, you can see here, Germans advanced through Ukraine. Through Ukraine they advanced and they reached up to Stalingrad. This is the route through which Germany became successful to some extent. But here also you can see here, when they reached Stalingrad by the end of August 1942. You can see here, August, June they started, July, August. After nearly about 2 months they reached to Stalingrad. But here also they could not become successful, because here Russians resisted the German advancement that means to a large extent. That means they were held over here for how many months? Do you know? 6 months. for 6 months of heavy fighting in the Stalingrad, when the Russians realized that now it is not possible for the Russian soldiers to stop the German advancement, what did they do? Do you know? The sourced earth policy. So retreating back from here. The Russian, so this is Russia. Okay, this part is completely Russia. So from here, from Stalingrad, when Russians realized that now it is not possible for them to stop the advancement of German army, they now retreated back. And while retreating back, retreat means to move back. Okay, while retreating back, what did they do? They destroyed all the bridges. Okay, they destroyed all the bridges, railway lines, factories. Okay, so why did they do so? Why did they destroy their own property? To stop the advancement of Germany. Okay, to stop the advancement or to prevent the German advancement from entering into Russia. So once if Germans enter Russia, then that is going to be a great disaster for Russians. So they did that means they took a right decision by destroying all the bridges and links connecting to Russia. So that they could not advance from this part to that part. So this incident is known as a sourced earth policy. So if you are asked what is meant by sourced earth policy, you can see there Russian army while retreating back to Russia destroyed all the bridges, factories, railways in order to prevent German advancement. So this is the one. Okay, so they tried from 3 routes. They advanced through 3 routes. One through Leningrad, they could not become successful here. Okay, then again from Moscow also, here only they were stopped. The Russian army did not allow the Germans to enter Russia. Here also the same thing happened, but they got a spectacular victory, or we can say that spectacular success by entering to Ukraine. This entire portion is Ukraine. Through Ukraine, they tried to enter Russia, but here Stalingrad, the Russian soldiers resisted the Germans' advancement for at least 6 months, and then the great natural destruction took place. Heavy rainfall and the temperature going down to 38 degree. Okay, so not only 38 degree, let me tell you, minus 38 degrees Celsius. So this means very, very cold. So Germans were not at all ready with all the winter clothings and all. So that means the heavy rainfall in the month, okay, of October had a severe blow on Germany. So German soldiers had to face a lot of problem. They did not have adequate winter clothings and all. They simply, when they planned to attack Russia, they never thought that this war is going to be stretched for so long. Okay, so they did not think of this. That is why, due to heavy rain in the month of October, the temperature has fallen down to 38 degrees Celsius. Russians were habituated to live in that condition, but Germans were not at all ready. That is why you can see here, who suffered? Germans suffered. So you can see there that when there was a heavy rainfall and the temperature has fallen down to 38 degrees Celsius, Germans were in a very difficult situation, and in this hour of crisis, the Russians struck back. The Russian soldiers struck back on Germans, and then the situation was completely different. The scene was completely different. So it is mentioned that, let me write somewhere else, that 3,33,000. Okay, 3,33,000 soldiers now perished, and now only how many? 12,000 soldiers were left. So this many soldiers, out of this 3,33,000 soldiers, now how many survived? 12,000 only survived. So huge blow for Germany. So this is the second turning point in the Second World War. The first one was a Battle of Britain. Okay, the first turning point, and the second turning point came when they were completely disastrously, Germany was brought down to 12,000 soldiers from 3,33,000 soldiers. So now the dream of Germany to rule, or the dream of Hitler to capture Russia, completely failed, and then they had no survival strategies to survive the Second World War. Okay, so this was the beginning, or we can say that Operation Barbarossa was the beginning of the end of Germany. End of now, because with 12,000 soldiers he cannot think of a second world war or attack Russia or advance into Russia. That is not at all possible. That is why Germany completely lost the ground of the second world war. Okay, so the biggest mistake of Germany was that they underestimated Russia to a large extent. Okay, now I hope you all have understood this. Okay, so three advancement, they advanced from Leningrad, Moscow as well as Ukraine, and they became successful from Ukraine. They reached up to Stalingrad, and from here they tried, but here also Russians resisted them for 6 months, and that was the end of German survival in the Second World War. Okay, and when the temperature went down, then Russians counter-attacked. Okay, they started a counter-attack, and then the soldiers, 333,000 soldiers, perished to 12,000 soldiers. Okay, so now if we discuss about what were the causes of the failure of Germany, why did Germany fail? You know, heavy rainfall, the temperature going below 38 degrees Celsius, that is also one of the reasons. But the thing is that German army officers underestimated their opponents. They underestimated Russia. Russia is weak right now. This is the right time to attack Russia. So that was their biggest mistake. Okay, and a large preparation which was required, they did not do it. Okay, logistic preparations were grossly inadequate for the campaign of Germany. So large number of goods were required, winter clothing, fooding, as well as arms and ammunition were required. That was not enough to continue this war more than 6 months. Okay, and then another important causes of the failure of Germany was the faulty planning. Faulty planning. That means Hitler and his associates failed to realize the climate of Russia. Number two, failed to realize the climate of Russia. They never thought that they will not be defeated by Russia, but they will be defeated by the climate of Russia. Just imagine minus 38 degrees Celsius, isn't it? So definitely people suffered, that soldiers suffered due to cold, cough, asthma and heavy fighting. Okay, and then the counter attack from Russia. Okay, and the third one was the greatest mistake Germany made, that they came as a conqueror, not as a liberator. They came as a conqueror. They came to conquer. They did not come to liberate against the communist operation. They attacked, or they campaigned this Russian campaign to conquer Russia, not to liberate the people from the oppression of communism. So that also was one of the biggest mistake of Germany. Okay, so this, what is the significance of Operation Barbarossa? The dream of Hitler completely disappeared. Okay, his military operation was a disaster in human history. Okay, and then it also witnessed unprecedented violence, destruction, and more than 26 million people were killed in this war. Okay, its failure ultimately became a turning point in the Third Reich fortunes. That means we can say that the biggest mistake committed by Hitler was the launch of Operation Barbarossa. So this was Operation Barbarossa was the last nail in the coffin of Hitler. He should not have underestimated Russia this way. Okay, so this is all about Operation Barbarossa. Hope you won't mind with this rough map. You can check the map given in your book also. Okay, so this is all about Operation Barbarossa, the second turning point in the Second World War. Okay, hope you all have understood it. In the next class, we'll discuss about Battle of Alamein. Okay, in the next video, I will explain you about the Battle of Alamein. Okay, till then, take care, stay safe, and keep watching my videos. Bye bye.